We have Ting Ting, who is the only one showing up at the moment. Just want to check, Ting Ting, are you from BJTU or are you from IIT?
Sorry, is this the meeting for technical workshop?
Yes. So this is a technical workshop for the competitions. This is
Okay.
You can ask questions and get guidance from the judges.
All right. Okay. I'm from U of R.
Oh, so you're from U of R. Very welcome. Thank you for being here with us. So really today is kind of an open forum that gives students a chance to interact with the judges and have the questions, technical questions, usually answers. So I'm recording this and we post it online for students to check it out in case they miss it. So Ting Ting, seeing you, the only students showing up, you have the privilege to start it off and let us know how is your current working on the challenge going, and is there any challenge issues that you need clarification from us? Ting Ting, can you hear me?
Sorry, I think my signal is pretty bad. Could you repeat?
Oh, I'm just asking you, how is your progress in the competitions?
Okay.
Is there any issues you need clarification from us?
Okay, so basically I'm just forming my team, and we now have like 4 to 5 members, but one of them is still not sure about whether she can participate. But we are basically starting with the code, and also we are reading through all the guidelines published on the website. So yeah, we're just basically kicking off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looked like you guys seen it early in the stage of data exploration and forming your teams too. I wonder if there's any advice we can give to Ting Ting at this point in the early stage.
I would definitely go back and watch the earlier recordings where we talked in detail about the competition and the sorts of things that you'll be handing in.
So Ting Ting, I don't know if you hear that one of the recommendations from the judge, Professor Victor Perotti, is that see this early in your progress. It's also a good idea for other teams to take a look at the submission last year. We also have the submitted file and also the video recordings of the presentations to get a sense of what is a requirement for the submissions, what kind of quality for the submissions that would guarantee you a high ranking in the competitions.
I was actually also suggesting watching the kickoff meeting that we recorded earlier.
Yeah. So
This year.
yeah.
Understand. Thank you.
Yes. A big issues last year that we have to repeat ourselves multiple times is that the competition is about business analytics. So a big part of it is actually testing your business understanding and interpretations of your analysis result. Okay? So while you forming your team and thinking about the technical solutions for the prediction models, you also have to build a very strong foundations of the data, understanding it, try to prep it. You're welcome to use different source of data to complement your result too, or use different tools that is not often being taught in class. So all of those need to be considered. I think last year, one of the team also using IBM tool, which is something that don't see often in student submissions.
Okay.
Yeah. I also see quite a bit of students from U of R signing up for the competition. So it look like we have quite a bit of attention from neighbor university.
That's great.
Yeah. I don't know at this point what will be the next step in here. We don't have a lot of
Would it make sense to at least look at the structure of the data sets on the recording?
yes, so we can do that.
I mean, at a minimum, at least they'll get to, if they haven't taken the time to look at the data yet.
Yeah, so we're gonna go through the data a little bit, and
Especially maybe we can point out the issue, not the issue, but the requirement of like merging
oh yes,
price, rank,
yeah,
and
right.
reviews data.
Yeah, exactly.
so this could be a good topic. So right now, if we look at the data, we have really the 3 data set, and the other 2 are guidance for you guys to how to submit to a sample to submit to CAGOs, and the other one is the other 2 are testing and trainings. So one of the first issues that you guys would have to encounter is to how to merge this data together. If we look at the training data set, for example, let me see if I can make this bigger. So in the training data set, each of the rows is identified by the review ID. Looking for it in here. Where is that? Oh, wait. This is rows. See the column. So review date, review ratings. So this is the review IDs.
That's reviewer ID.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Review IDs, product ID.
Yeah.
Here's a review ID, right? And then there's 2 other data set. One is the pricing and one is the ranking data set. The pricing data set is allow you to know the average price for given product in a certain date.
Yeah.
So the pricing, the date when the data is collected, the product IDs. So to merge this with the training data set is not quite possible. So you have to come up with some other ways.
Neil,
to do this.
can you share the screen?
Oh, got good suggestion.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize that earlier.
Yeah. Let me
I hate it when this happens.
I know. I've been like talking. Okay, can you guys see the screen?
Yeah, now we can see it. Sorry.
Maybe Ali, you want to come up and talk about the problem of joining?
Good idea.
That's an expert.
Exactly.
Nice. So the issue is here. So train data set is about the reviews. So each, if you look at the train set, each row represents a review and they are identified by review ID. And in this price and rank data, they are at the product level. And don't forget that a product can have several reviews. So in the training set, we also have the review date, but the issue is for every single date, we might not have the rank and price data for that product, specific product. So if you want to merge these 3 data sets and include the price and ranking information in the training set, you might need to like obtain or approximate the price and rank information based on the date. Maybe get like closest date information, or you might have like use some other like more advanced analysis to identify the price and rank for a specific date. But that's an issue that you need to be considering. Again, to summarize, like the data do not have the price and rank for every single date of a product review. So, for example, let's say we are dealing with this review, okay, and in this review we have the product ID. So using that product ID, you will check the rank and price data, but you're gonna find price and rank data, and even some products you will have like several price and rank data based on the dates, but that date, the date appearing in the price and rank data might not match the review date. So you might need to approximate using that information. Is that making clear?
No, that's makes sense. Another idea is to get a range of data.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, a range of data.
yeah,
That way the review of data fall into that.
yeah, yeah.
I think we also have the issues of unbalanced data.
Yeah, this is a highly imbalanced problem. So we have more reviews that are not deleted by the platform compared to reviews that are deleted. So like I would suggest like considering some like maybe oversampling, undersampling strategies to train your models. And yeah, I know that like there are like in both R and Python, if you're using those tools, there are specific packages designed for imbalanced data.
I think also helpful to notify last year challenge also built on imbalanced data set. So for students who want to get some pointer about how to handle imbalanced data set, look at the last year submissions. They have a very nice way to approach that.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm just going to repeat if like just to make sure everyone like heard that. So we have the last year's reports available on the website. So definitely check those, because those are like last year's competition was also about like have the issue of imbalanced data. So you might get an idea about like how to deal with that. Also, it's going to give you a lot of information about like how to present your results, because this is not just a technical competition. At the end, you're going to write your report for like business decision makers who don't know anything about maybe like machine learning.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you.
So I hope that provides some pointers for students to start with the data explorations and thinking about how to tackle these problems. Let me pause in here, see if there's any questions, follow-up questions from the audience, even from the judges too. Any thing you guys can think of to tell students. So look like maybe so look like we don't have any others. So let's stop in here, and then if we have any further inquiries from students, I suspect that after the break we have more. The spring break we have more inquiries from students as they have more time to work on this.
Yeah, I think they're still in the early stages.
Yeah.
And students can always reach out to us via email if they have a question of clarification.
Yeah.
We're available now and we'll be happy to clarify.
Yeah, we are very eager to help so that we can have more submissions. Okay? All right, so that's it for now. I'm going to stop the recordings. Good luck, everyone.